He thought earning more would fix everything. That was the core, unquestioned assumption, the foundational rock upon which he built his exhausting climb. And on paper, it made perfect, logical sense. When his income finally doubled after the brutal, soul-bargaining promotion, he expected a flood of relief, a widening of mental space, a tangible sense of progress climbing a ladder. He anticipated the deep, resonant sigh his bank account would make. Instead, nothing meaningful changed. The bills still arrived, pristine and threatening, carrying the same psychological weight. His savings account remained an anemic, shameful secret, a digital puddle that evaporated with every minor crisis. The stress simply upgraded its wardrobe. It now fretted over luxury car repairs, property tax assessments, and the bewildering cost of landscaping, instead of utility shutoff notices and overdraft fees. At first, he blamed timing, the lingering spectral debt from his old life. Then he blamed inflation, a monstrous, faceless thief in the ledger. Then his own expanding responsibilities, a newer, larger house in a pricier neighborhood that demanded quiet upkeep. He pointed fingers at anything, everything, except the immutable, frantic pattern staring back at him from every monthly statement. Inflow, immediate outflow, zero residue. His wrong assumption wasn't about effort or merit. He worked with a relentless, grinding intensity, grueling hours, meticulous side projects, his brain absorbing finance podcasts late into the night until the jargon blurred into a sleepless hum. The catastrophic, elegant mistake was the unspoken belief that income automatically, magically transmutes into lasting wealth. It simply doesn't. Income is merely raw material, water, sand, potential. Without a design, a blueprint, and a disciplined, stubborn builder, it washes through your hands, leaving only damp emptiness behind. The lesson didn't strike like lightning. It arrived slowly, a cold dawn breaking through a long night, a series of uncomfortable observations that could no longer be ignored. He saw, with painful clarity, that every financial decision was a deeply emotional transaction. Spending spiked after a difficult workday, a reward purchased with high-interest regret. Retail therapy was not a metaphor. Saving happened only with what was nebulously left over, which by some alchemy of lifestyle was always nothing. Investing was a roller coaster of greed and fear, triggered by market highs and abandoned during stomach-churning dips. There was no system, only reactions to feelings, to headlines, to the curated envy of social media feeds. So, he did something profoundly unexciting, almost insultingly simple. He stripped the entire noisy, emotional circus down to non-negotiable, emotionless structure. He built rails for the train to follow, knowing his own mind was an unreliable conductor. One rule: a flat 22% of every single dollar received, paycheck, bonus, gift, rebate, vanished into a savings vessel before he could even name its purpose. One tracking habit: a 10-minute weekly financial review, no judgment, just sterile logging, a scientist observing data. One investing schedule: a bi-weekly automated transfer to a broad, boring index fund, executed every other Friday without fail, whether the financial news was jubilant or terrifying. No motivation required, no complicated 5-year timelines, just mechanics. Months passed, nothing dramatic happened. No windfalls, no dramatic portfolio surges, and then a subtle, almost imperceptible shift rook toot in the soil of his daily life. He deleted the shopping app he used for boredom scrolling. He stopped flinching at a $60 grocery bill, simply paying it. The constant low-grade hum of financial anxiety he'd accepted as a permanent life soundtrack, like tinnitus, began to quiet. He realized with a start he hadn't compulsively checked his investment balance in 47 days. The improved outcome wasn't primarily a flashy number on a screen. It was the quiet dignity of control. It was the spacious freedom from the daily mental tax of not having enough, the end of a constant draining calculation. That's when financial literacy became real for him. Not as theoretical knowledge from a book or a podcast, but as ingrained automatic behavior, muscle memory for the mind. Wealth creation stopped being a distant, stressful mountain to summit and started being a quiet, consistent process baked into his life, like brushing teeth. It was maintenance, not magic. And the stress that used to shadow every dollar, that tinted every purchase with guilt and every windfall with impending loss, it didn't vanish with a bang. It faded quietly, like the receding tide, leaving behind solid, stable ground where he could finally stand firm, unshaken by the monthly waves. The goal was no longer to be rich, but to be free. And for the first time, in the quiet of his newfound stability, he was building exactly that.
Thank you for watching. If you want to be blessed, click the follow button or the subscribe button to get more of our contents. Interact with us in the comments section. Finally, click the share button and God will bless you.